Episode 4 of HBO's The Last of Us grants Joel and Ellie valuable bonding time that they've rarely been able to find time for so far in the series. The emotional stakes are raised by this openness, which presents itself over the course of this shorter 45-minute chapter, thanks to a starkly violent, inciting event. It's a comparatively slower-paced episode when compared to the emotionally charged chapters it follows, but one that showcases Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal as impressively malleable performers. Joel's refusal to initially let emotion in and attachment grow is understandable considering his haunted past, but that doesn't stop it from hurting when he insists that Ellie is cargo, and not family. Thankfully, his flashes of darkness are offset by a more jovial turn from Ellie. Even if her pun-packed joke book can't crack him, they still grant us moments of welcome humor. These moments of levity continue to lift the unshakable shadow that much of this world casts to good effect, ensuring events never fall into the realms of abject depression. The pair's road trip also serves as a perfect opportunity to once again praise just how good this show looks. Views of a long-forgotten society are thrown our way with regular abandon. A parade of abandoned bridges, boats, and roller coasters flank the ghostly empty roads that guide Joel, Ellie, and us to our next destination. The mellow opening act quickly escalates as they enter Kansas City though, where the duo are met with a sudden violent ambush. This thrilling sequence conjures memories of Children of Men's car attack scene, its frantic nature seemingly paying homage to Emmanuel Lubezki's standout camera work from the 2006 sci-fi movie. It's another example of the clashiness on display in every aspect of the show's production, all the way down to its nail-biting fight choreography. This isn't glamorous Hollywood action but instead rough around the edges, reflecting the scrappy, home-taught skills you'd expect from people being forced into this way of life. It's also a fantastic representation of The Last of Us' signature style of gameplay as wooden planks break in two upon impact and firearms sway through desperate aiming. It's in this action sequence that Ellie gets her own taste of the violence that comes with survival. Her first gunshot fired to save Joel from an attack is met with a whimpering cry for help. Her victim is a relatively young person himself, which further drives home the questions of who is good and who is bad when civilization crumbles and moral compasses lose their true north. Though she spent episodes fawning for a gun, seemingly fixated with the god of using one at times, Ellie's chance to use one is met with reluctance, so much so that Joel is left to finish the job. Despite all of the bravado she's displayed up until this point, it's clear that she's not yet hardened to all of the horrors of the world she was born into. For all of their quiet conversations, it's this moment of loud violence that cements Joel and Ellie's now unbreakable bond. He owes her the debt of his life, no small weight for him to carry around. This is an episode all about breaking the walls between the pair. Ellie's rush of emotion following her saving of Joel signals the first time either has expressed their true feelings to one another. There's little time to dwell on it at this juncture, however, as the pace keeps up and the duo find themselves in the middle of a siege with half of the cast of Mad Max pouring into the streets. The camera does a great job here of reflecting Joel and Ellie's movements as it goes from handheld and scampering during the action to close-up and peeking as the pair go into hiding. Their hunters belong to what's left of the civilian population of Kansas City, a place that decisively rejected federal rule. They're led by Kathleen, a chilling presence blinded by vengeance, menacingly portrayed by Yellow Jacket's Melanie Lynskey. Her one-track mindedness leads to the prioritizing of a hunt for her supposed brother's killer over the safety of her people when she discovers signs of nearby infected. An entirely new character for the series, she cuts a shape more reminiscent of someone out of the game's sequel, The Last of Us Part 2. Her ruthless devotion to a personal cause allows her to justify the violence she's committing while preventing her from seeing the knock-on effects it may have on a larger community. It's a stark piece of foreshadowing for what's set to come later in the series' story. In truth, much of this episode feels like a bridge to stronger story moments yet to come. It serves as a great piece of character development, but doesn't